Hey Professor, my name is Jonathan Cohen, and I'm doing my assignment for MicroComputer organization of putting together a computer. I'm also in your component software class as well. So let's begin, but before we start, I just wanted to show you a couple stuff on this PC that I'm actually using. It's not so much of an old one, and I was unable to take out the hard drive because it's glued onto the case. Not glued on, but it's not screwed on using a screw that I can actually take off. I unscrewed the middle one right here, but it only opens up the actual drive. This screw and that screw only open up, there's small screws. This is the size of the screw. It doesn't go through the whole thing. It's most likely already set onto the actual drive. Look how it has those, I don't know if you could see it. It has two metal bars. Those two bars right there are holding the hard drive. There's no way I can take that out. So let me just put the metal screw back in really quickly. Let me get my screwdriver. Alright. Alright, Professor. Let me see if I can get this in here while holding the camera. Let me just do it with an electronic one. It's a lot easier. Okay. Here, as you can see. Okay. Alright, there we go. And now I'm going to put on my anti-static wristband that I purchased. And I'm going to latch it onto the desktop. Well, I made it pretty small. As you can see, Professor, I'm putting on the wristband. Alright. Putting it on right here. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead and attach it to this part of the desktop for now. Okay? Alright, so just to give you an overview, here's the two covers. Ethernet card, memory card, screwdrivers separated outside. These are the outside casings. These are for this is the screws for connecting the Ethernet cable. This one is for these two are for the floppy drive I have right here. I got my power supply, my motherboard, the top of my the fan for the heatsink, which I was unable to take off because the latches on the bottom go through the bottom of the laptop, and those aren't screwdrivers that I could pull out. I already unscrewed these 4 holes on top, as you can see in the corners, and I took out the latches, but even with that, it didn't allow me to take out the whole heatsink off the top, because these are on the bottom. There are no screwdrivers that you could just pop out. They're not screwdrivers. They're basically stuck into the motherboard. Alright, and here are the 4 ribbon cables, and those are the screws for the heatsink. Do is first, to put in the box, I'm going to first put in the power supply. Alright. The hard drive, the optical drive that I have right here, you could slide out, but I just thought it'd be easier to just slide it in first. That way to make more room for the hard drive, but I unplugged all the cables. So here, watch me put in the hard drive. Just so you can see how it fit on the back. Alright, now I'm gonna input those screws real quick. Sorry, Professor. Alright, let me get the screws real quick. Those 4 screws are all back here. There we go. On here. Alright. Alright, so as you can see, it's securely unable to move, and it's perfect. Professor, before I put in the motherboard, I'm going to slip in the floppy drive. Okay, because when the motherboard sits here, as you'll see, the heatsink is right at this area, and it's too big for you to slip in the floppy drive then. So that's why I am putting it in like this first, the floppy and the CD drive first. It just slips in. Okay. Alright, let me put this here so I can slip it in. And this just stays like this with hand hook. Just 1 screw that you slip in over here. That's 1 black screw. No. Now for the CD drive, we're using the same little black screws. They're pretty small and easy to put in. Alright. There's one right over here. Got a little budge over here. Listen. Alright. Alright, perfect. So, now let me just turn it over. Put the screw on the other side. Alright. Let me put the screw over here. Use a little screwdriver. It's a little bit easier. Alright, so as you can see, the screws are like this. Alright, they're screwed in. Let me turn on the computer again. Now I'm actually going to put the heatsink back onto the computer. I mean the fan back onto the computer. I'm going to screw the fan back into the computer, and in addition, as of right now, let me just do it right now. I'm going to stick the memory card back in. I mean the RAM. Alright, and they just should latch on. I need both hands for this video. Professor. Just supposed to slip right in one side, and then you get the other. Just latches on. There you go. Just a little bit more. Alright, there you go. Alright, so the memory card's latched in. And I'm gonna put the Ethernet card at the end when I put it onto the motherboard. When I put the motherboard on. So let me remove all the power cables over here, put it to the side, and let me actually attach the heatsink. I mean the fan of the heatsink basically onto this. Now this cable goes over here, so like this. So it has the capability for the cable to be inputted over here, basically. So get the screwdriver and the screws. There we go. And the screwdriver. There's two. Tightly in there. And 3 and 4. So, and as you can see, it's tightly sealed. Can't move. Alright. Memory card's in. So now what I'm going to do is screw the motherboard back in.